Imagine this. You wake up one morning and your phone has no signal. You flip the light switch. Nothing. The tap, bone dry. Outside, there's no traffic, no hum of power, no sound but the wind. You walk to the nearest gas station. It's been looted. The shelves are stripped. The doors smashed open. There's no one there to stop it, and no one coming to help. This isn't the opening scene of a dystopian movie. It's what happens when a fragile system finally gives out. When the grid goes down, when the dollar collapses, when digital accounts are frozen or deleted, only one thing will keep people alive: barter, trading, swapping, negotiating, not for profit, but for survival. In a world where traditional currency is worthless, and trust in institutions has crumbled, the only real value is in what you have, what you can do, and who you can trust. Welcome to the post-collapse barter economy. Let's break it down. Why barter becomes the default when civilization fails. Money works because we all agree it has value, but that agreement is fragile. When the structures that support it collapse, banks, governments, electricity, the internet, money becomes just paper, or worse, digital vapor, hyperinflation, banking system failure, widespread even long-term natural disasters or war. These are all very real paths to collapse. And history shows us how quickly societies break down when access to essentials is disrupted. But when the stores are empty, when the gas pumps are dry, when there's no more Amazon, no Venmo, no cash machines, people still have needs. Immediate needs: food, water, heat, medicine, shelter, protection. And so, we return to the original economy, person to person, hand to hand, value for value. Bartering isn't a backup plan. It's the first plan humanity ever had. And when the old systems die, it's what will rise in their place. What becomes valuable when the dollar is dead? Let's talk about what really matters in a world like this. Not stocks, not gold, not some rare collectible. In a collapse, value becomes physical, practical, and immediate. Let's start with food and water, the holy grail of barter. Canned goods, dried beans, rice, jerky, powdered milk, salt, spices. Long shelf life, high calorie, and portable. If you have a surplus, you're sitting on gold. Water is even more crucial. Not just having it, but being able to make it safe. Water filters, purification tablets, even instructions on building DIY distillers. In the barter world, clean water is liquid currency. Then there's medicine, not just prescription drugs, though those will be worth their weight in bullets, but also over-the-counter painkillers, antibiotics, antiseptics, bandages, gloves, medical tape. Anything that treats infection, reduces pain, or saves a life will be in constant demand. Fuel and energy come next. Propane, gasoline, diesel, firewood, batteries, candles, solar chargers. These are the items that bring warmth, light, and mobility. A single full gas can could be worth more than a month's salary in a world with no refineries running. Hygiene items jump in value fast. Think soap, toothpaste, feminine products, razors, toilet paper, bleach. These items go from basic convenience to public health tools overnight. Staying clean becomes a survival strategy. And then we hit tools and hardware. Multi-tools, knives, rope, duct tape, nails, axes, hammers, wrenches. Durable, versatile gear is incredibly useful, both for your own use and for trade. Self-defense gear, especially ammunition, becomes a pseudo-currency. Small, countable, and in constant demand. Bullets, especially in common calibers, often become barter staples in lawless areas. But it's not just about stuff. Skills become currency too. Medical knowledge, plumbing, carpentry, mechanics, hunting, trapping, gardening, first aid, welding. The ability to fix, build, or grow something becomes more valuable than gold. The reality of bartering, how it actually works. Let's be clear. Bartering isn't as easy as it sounds. One of the biggest hurdles is called the double coincidence of wants. You have eggs, I have fuel, but I don't need eggs. I need antibiotics. That means the trade fails, unless we find someone else to complete the triangle. That's where barter networks emerge. Informal trading hubs, trusted marketplaces, communities that organize trades, track reputations, and help people connect the right needs with the right goods. In some cases, proto-currencies develop goods that are so consistently useful and widely accepted that they function like cash, ammo, cigarettes, alcohol, coffee, sugar, even chocolate. Durable, small, desirable items that make trade smoother. Over time, some communities may even issue their own form of local credits, an early version of money, backed by a shared understanding of value. That's how entire post-collapse microeconomies begin. But it's not all smooth sailing. The risks and realities of a barter economy without a legal system. Every barter is a gamble. What if someone scams you? What if they trade you watered-down medicine or offer a service they can't deliver? What if the trade is a trap? Security becomes essential, so does trust. Bartering in a collapsed world is about more than stuff. It's about relationships, Who do you know? Who trusts you? Who has your back if a trade goes bad? Communities that build systems of trust and shared protection, even if informal, are the ones that survive. Rules emerge. Reputation becomes law. Trade routes develop. Local leaders or councils help settle disputes. In this sense, bartering isn't just an economic activity. It's a social structure. It binds people together. It forces cooperation. And it slowly lays the foundation for the return of civilization. Preparing now, what you can do before collapse comes. So what can you do right now? Start by building your barter inventory. Stock up on small high-demand items. Lighters, first aid gear, canned food, water filters, duct tape, sewing kits, alcohol wipes. Think in terms of trade. What would you offer if you had to barter tomorrow? Next, build your skills. Take a first aid course. Learn how to purify water without modern tools. Practice basic repairs, plumbing, electrical, automotive. Learn how to grow food. Learn how to preserve it. Also, start building community connections. Because when the system goes down, your network becomes your safety net. The stronger it is, the better you'll trade, protect, and rebuild. And most importantly, shift your mindset. Stop thinking like a consumer. Start thinking like a producer. Ask yourself, what do I offer when money no longer matters? Closing thoughts. Barter is not the end. It's the beginning. A collapse isn't the end of society. It's the end of a system. People don't disappear. They adapt. They reorganize. They trade. They build. Bartering isn't a relic of the past. It's our default setting when the fancy systems go offline. It's local. It's personal, and it works. Those who understand the value of goods, the power of trust, and the skill of negotiation will not just survive. They'll thrive. Because in a post-collapse world, wealth isn't money. It's utility, it's reputation, it's resilience. So, prepare now. While there's still time, not just with supplies, but with purpose, with skill, with clarity about what really matters when everything else falls away. Thanks for watching. If you found this valuable, hit that like button, leave a comment about what you think would be the most powerful barter item in your region, and subscribe for more practical breakdowns on surviving what's next. Remember, when the lights go out, real value doesn't disappear, it just changes form.